Good afternoon, guys. Hi, guys. I hope some people will come in or show up. Anyway, I will continue, maybe talking to myself a little bit. So I just want to do a quick video, live video. The reason is because I just recently was one of my videos was about quantum leap, quantum physics. So recently I found an article that they are working on a quantum computer, and what this quantum computer does, it can basically leap from one reality to another. Imagine having a quantum computer at your home and you can leap from COVID-19 reality to a bliss reality where there is no COVID-19, where there is no government is experimenting your psychology, experimenting on your level of patience, and so on. On that note, I beg you guys to watch a video. Is about 40 minutes long. It's called white paper reveal, or white paper white paper reveal with Sasha Stone and Tom Brown. Very interesting two people. They're talking about the agenda we have right now. They're talking about the reality we live right now. They're talking about how amazingly people getting brainwashed so quickly. And I realized talking to people, almost everybody are talking in the same way of talking about, but masks are slowing down the curve. Curve of what? I think in Italy and France recently, a couple of a high-level virologists, they ran the test, and they said COVID-19 died about over a month ago. It died. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't exist. Do you understand? It doesn't exist in North America. It just doesn't exist. Okay, so the good question is, why are we wearing masks? To slow down what kind of curve? To kill the economy completely? Or to make us believe that there is still a threat of some unknown virus? Sometimes when the government takes your attention so focused on something else, that's probably a reason, because they're trying to take your attention from important part. And what is this part? We got to figure out what they're trying to do. Enforce some laws and regulations that we're not going to be okay with otherwise, but we are so busy at looking at Antifa, at Black Lives Matter. We're so much preoccupied with Donald Trump and how bad he is, some people think. Or we so much believe that Bill Gates will save us all because he is a great person and he is a humanist and he is, a great person of all, right? He is developing a new vaccine. And nobody asks you a question, why we need a vaccine at this time? If most of the people, they call it asymptomatic. If the person is symptomatic, means the person is healthy. What kind of asymptomatic shit is that? It's almost like you either have it or you don't, right? So anyway, going back to the quantum computer. So as I studied the subject about quantum computer, I realized, well, some other articles and some more information helped me to realize that our planet is almost like a quantum computer. And by producing certain thoughts or making a big group to believe in some project or in some agenda, you turning on, the wheels of this quantum computer, which we live in, the Earth, and you make people not only believe, but to make the huge jump or leap jump, right, into that reality where we're all gonna live and suffer with a mask, with a COVID, with whatever, until we wake up. And they're so much afraid of us being awake. They're so much afraid of us being happy again. They're so much trying make us to believe that there is no going back to the normal life. What do you mean there is no way to going back? Who you want to believe, them? Or you want to believe your heart, yourself? Like, ask yourself, go inside your heart and ask yourself, do you really believe in COVID-19 killing people? Have you seen yourself dying people, sick people at the hospitals? Have you seen those thousands and thousands and thousands of patients? Have you seen them yourself? I understand some people say, well, those are, people, the officials, the whatever. Those officials get really good money for talking something that will fit the narrative, right? They say something that will fit the government agenda at this point, that will say something that fits a cult agenda. Behind all this stuff right now, much more happening. The 5G, I just listened to a very interesting guy. He's a professor, and he works with all this powerful generation of mobile phones, computers, and etc. And he says, I have two jobs. I have to educate people about 5Gs and push the agenda, because it's one of the product he works on. At the same time, he says, at the other hand, I have to warn people how bad and how dangerous it is. For instance, did you know, guys, that 5G, it doesn't spread COVID-19, by the way. It doesn't work like that. It does deplete, or it does destroy your immune system. That's correct. That's why a lot of people, when they turn 5G, some people literally drop down dead. Not from COVID-19, but from a immune system that was literally bleached down or destroyed down by microwaves coming from 5G towers. Now, what else he said about 5G? Interesting thing. He said that the 5G doesn't connect to your head or to your brain, like some people believe that, some crazy conspiracy. What it does is, like, I have, for example, a mobile phone. It's 10R, iPhone 10R, right? So very smart phone. Sometimes I think it already knows what I'm thinking. Scary. So, for instance, if I walk near the 5G towers, it scans and collects all the data that I've been working through the day or sometimes through the week. It collects and it sends to sometimes to the main computer or to the AI, artificial intelligence. It gets processed, and sometimes I'm in the middle of, for instance, ordering something, and that package is already coming my way. So that's why when people ordering, for example, something from Amazon, the night they order, the next day in the morning is by their doorstep. They're like, what the heck? Because it needs to go through the processing center and to the post office or through delivery company, courier company. But for some reason it didn't. Like, how come it just materialized by your door? So obviously it doesn't materialize. What happened is the data that your phone is taken from you, all the information, all your social media, everything, it's all get collected at the certain places, a certain computer. Sometimes Google collects everything, right? For example, Google knows everything, especially if you use Google Map. It knows literally where you went, how long you've been there, how long it took you there, and where is your final destination, and how long you're going to be there, and if it's your home. Knows exactly everything. The newest phones can actually recognize your mood, can read your iris, right? That's why, like, my phone doesn't even open without face recognition, or you have to put the pass, but most of the time it's just face recognition. I mean, I bought it because for the sake of, for example, recording these videos, the camera quality is really good and other stuff, but then I have to give up on my privacy. There is no more privacy. There is zero privacy. So what else he said about 5G, right? Not only it connects to your phone, but it's at a certain time and period, it can actually send a certain vibration that will make you more or less, well, probably more prone or susceptible to certain orders. For example, right now people are working in a mask, people working in the line, people are obeying, well, most of the people. Even those who think is wrong, they still do. The question is why? Well, because the certain frequencies are, when they're connecting to our brain, to our neurological system, they're working so strong that you don't realize why you're making certain decisions, right? That's why, for example, people in the cities are usually more or less, well, more so, they are obeying the rules, and people in the country, they could be more, not volatile, but more outspoken, for example, or more they could have more revolution mind, right? They could speak up against, like, sometime a government or regime or whatever. people in the city are more suppressed, and it's a known fact because cities are built for that, right? That's why they're gathering more and more people in the city, because it's very, especially nowadays with all the technology, it's very easy to manipulate people using certain technologies, such as the technology right now is a 5G. And some people, they're like, oh, it's another conspiracy theory. Now, I think in my previous video, I was talking about where even this notion or this sentence came from, conspiracy theory. It came and was developed by CIA office. Why? Well, because when you make something sounds idiotical or funny, or something that you really believe this conspiracy theory, and then the opponent is like, okay, well, you know what, I believe, you don't have to. So when people talking about conspiracy theory, they don't even know what they're saying. It's a sentence, it's a notion that being developed and brought up for the mass, so people can use it to when there is a true disseminating, right? When there is a real information comes to surface, then they use, from the media, people start to believe conspiracy theory. Why they believe this? So why we even call that conspiracy theory? How do you know if the conspiracy theory that you heard, it's a lie or truth? Maybe it is a truth. Maybe it's like this story that I heard recently. There is a gazelle, right? And the gazelle walks through the savannah, or through the a bush, and all of a sudden the gazelle listened to the sound. And there could be two choices, right? It could be sound of the wind, or it could be sound of a predator that is hunting on the gazelle. So this gazelle has two choices. The first choice, ignore and continue eating the grass. And this gazelle can do the second choice, run away. So if the gazelle runs away, and if it was the wind, the gazelle saved her life. And if the gazelle doesn't run away and think it's just the wind, I'm gonna continue eating my grass, then the gazelle losing her life. So why I give this analogy is because right now at the time we all gazelles, right? We all the scared gazelles. We don't know if it's a wind or maybe it's a predator. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about the mask and COVID and vaccinations, and even more than that, because behind that there is much more than just what is the name? Just mask up, right? Mask is a representation of obedience. Is a representation I'm giving up my rights. Is a representation that do anything to me, I won't say a word. It's literally it's been studied by psychologists years and years and years before it was brought up to the public. We know Canada is made up by majority of people, they are immigrants. And as an immigrant, I'm one of them, by the way, right? And as an immigrant, the less of it you want to lose your status in Canada, or the less of it you want to stir up the pot and create any kind of legal issues with yourself, because you still consider yourself, even though I'm citizen, I passed my test almost 2 years ago, but I'm still, I'm citizen, but I know I'm an immigrant, right? I'm an immigrant, but I'm citizen. And you probably guys know what I'm talking about, who came here, who on the same boat with me. So you don't want to stir the pot. You don't want to say something that you might regret, or it might, it might, attract some interest of some agencies, right? And they're like, that person, and by the way, she's not Canadian, and by the way, she talks this. So, we all think like, no, I should, I know it's not good, but you know what? I just gonna shut up, and I just gonna mind my own business. I have my own life, and da. But that's why we live how we live right now. That's why we only have very few people who are fighting for the rights of all of us. That's why we only have a few people who go on protest. That's why Antifa have a lot of people. Guess why? Because they're getting paid, and because it's a fake organization. I mean, it's a real organization, but for the fake purpose. We know that, right? Antifa is made by elite, by Masons, by cult, right? One of the guy who built that group and who invest lots of money is George Soros, right? You can Google it. It's not a big secret. He is one of the founders of Antifa, and many other groups that when it comes to the, to his mind, when he needs to steer up the political situation or refocus people from one agenda to another, what we do? We do some kind of a big process, a big, a large group of people start to vandalize stores or create something that all the attention of, mass of the people, majority of the people goes there. People forget about what they were even talking about before that. So that's the whole point. Anyway, go back to quantum computer again. I'm jumping from one topic to another. But the quantum computer, right, works. It can actually not only create, but it can literally, according to a founder of quantum computer, it can literally create and open different portals and different realities. So what I was thinking lately, that our planet is a quantum computer, right? It's a life force, it's a living Gaia, but at the same time, you see how some people, they live in the same world with you, but they live completely different life. They live happy life, or they live miserable life. They in the same building with you, in the same house, or in the same, but they live completely different life, like in a different parallel, sort of, right? So this Sunday at 1 p.m. again, I'm gonna do another meditation. So we're gonna do a quantum leap to a beautiful reality, because we're gonna use this platform, this planet, this Gaia, that, this planet want to be alive, and this planet want us to be alive, but this planet doesn't want us to create suffer, to create pain, to create bad stuff on this planet, right? To pollute this planet, to kill these animals, to produce pain, and basically this planet is a life force, right? It's like a nourishing mother that wants good for her kids, right? But as a good mother, the good mother won't allow her kids to go on the wrong path, right? Anyway, follow me this Sunday at 1 o'clock. I'll be doing another meditation, and we're gonna use the force of quantum physics, and we're gonna use our strong and powerful minds to do the leap jump or quantum leap to a beautiful, beautiful reality where we're free of all this BS, political BS, where we're free of liars who sits high above on political chairs, where we free decide where we can travel or what school I can take or whether I have to vaccinate or not, where there is not going to be even a question of that. Okay? So I'll be reciting, or basically I'll be repeating words about us humans, so people, humankind, and that we live in a harmony and love with all the living beings on this planet, right? Because we know that we're supposed to share this planet with other living beings. And so far, we've been living as a, almost as when the disease or virus comes to your body, right? And it starts to mess up with your immune system. That's how we on this planet, right? So far, we've been killing the immune system of this planet. We've been killing and destroying animals or contributing to that. We've been, producing or buying or contributing into the product that's so damaging for this planet, like different chemicals, different whatever, this food industry, the plastic we buy and we throw, and so on and so forth. I know I'm kind of go heavy, I'm jumping from quantum to this, but it's all relates, right? Once you open up your consciousness, once you know that it's in your hands to change. Okay, it's in your hands to change. You change, it's like, everything in the universe, it just bounce back. You change, somebody else notice that, and they try to change or start to change. And then once they do it, then another and another and another 10, 100,000 millions of people will change. And that's how we change this planet, to make something beautiful, to make something that is good and fair and loving and harmonious for everyone. Not just for me and my children, not just for you and your children, but for everyone. For the busy bee, and for the little dog, and for the piggy, and for the elephants, far in Africa, and for the dolphins, and for the penguins, and for the planets, and for the, and for the trees, and for everybody. so that the not only future generation but us right now, we can enjoy, fresh air, beautiful company, not people that jumping away from you and afraid, with all the social distancing, right? But the world where we live in harmony, where we don't walk like we in a military base camp. Right now, it's like a world like a military base camp. By the way, on that note, I want to tell you, Russia just dropped restriction for 14 days lockdown. Because I know one of my friends here, she's watching. I'm not gonna tell who she is, doesn't matter, but she's watching, and I know she just came from, another country, and she's on a lockdown. Well, she's on a home arrest for 14 days. And this is incredible. She's healthy. She's all right. She has to sit like a mole rat in a house. It's like how stupid it is, right? Just because they're afraid she's going to bring some, like, hello. Anyway, so Russia canceled that already. So just want to tell, just for love. So when I go to Russia, I don't have to lock myself for 14 days, which is great news. And most of European countries, there is no lockdown, there is no mask, there is no people walking around, shopping, continue the good life. So something going on in Canada and the States. I'm telling you, something going on. We need to change that with a good meditation, not just, sometimes when we watch movies and like videos, of other bloggers and other people who are trying to change this world is good. But then, sometimes we collect so much negativity. It's almost like, that Brita filter. It collects, and then just a little bit of water drops. No matter how much water you put in, out is just like few droplets. And so sometimes I feel the same like that old Brita filter, right? And so to avoid that, we need a good meditation. We need to go outside with a smile. We should stop being afraid of hugging each other, of coming close to each other, because we are social creatures. Hugs give us very good, it boosts our positive good hormones like endorphins. They're good for us. They're actually making our immune system much stronger. That's why when last time I went to the protest at Queen's Park, it's a Queen's Park in front of one of the Parliament building, and we meet there at 12 p.m. till about 2 p.m. A lot of good people. We hug each other. And on the t-shirt it says hugs over mask. Hugs over masks, right? So instead of mask, we hug. And we've been doing it for 2 months, I think now, 3 months, since all this nonsense started. And you know what? Nobody got sick. Actually, the people multiply, I think, by 4 or 5. So from 50, 60 people, I think we have almost 400 or 500 people on some Saturdays. And that indicates what? That indicates that hugs over mask working. Hugs over mask working. That was at the time where people were locking down and all that stuff. And then the cops were gathering around us to protect us from the most brainwashed people who are trying to attack us. By the way, pay attention. Cops not wearing masks. Cops do not wear a mask. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat. Cops in Toronto, at least those I see, and I see them a lot, they do not wear a mask. Ask yourself why. I actually asked them why. So the few answers I got. One answer I got, one guy said, well, my face is too cute for that. So I said, okay, that's fine. So do you wear at any point any mask? He's like, yes, on Halloween. And he said it with a very serious face, standing right next to me. Like almost elbow to elbow. Okay? That was like 2 weekends ago. Then I asked another guy, I said, why don't you wear a mask? And he said straightforward, he said, my immune system is really good. I don't need one. And they're government employees, right? They were supposed to wear it even before it became mandatory. So, make, how you call that, not decision, but, it's clear, right? You can realize for yourself. Anyway, I'll be ending my live video. I hope you enjoyed me talking again. I want to end with positive note. Come and join me this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. 1 p.m. Eastern Time. If you're somewhere else, you just go on Google and you figure out 1 p.m. Eastern Time, what is time in your province or in your city or in your country. Thanks for watching. I love you all. We're gonna be meditating. I'm gonna be, again, my face gonna be in the galaxy. We're gonna be meditating and sending this positive, loving vibration out of your house, through the planet, through your house, through your city, through your town, through your country, all over. And we're gonna cover that, cover with, all our planet. We're gonna cover, your home, your area, yourself, your family, everybody. And the more people, imagine the more people all over the place, is gonna be like beautiful sparkles on the planet. And it is when you, if you probably go high above and you see when people pray and meditate, those like sparkles of light, beautiful light, loving light comes out, right? And it's beautiful, it works, quantum physics is real. Our thoughts, especially when they're good and when it multiplies by amount of people, it works so strong. Just like negative works, positive works even better. Love is a very strong vibration, is a very strong frequency. When you send love, love multiplies immediately, right away. Okay? By the way, thumbs up if you like my new room, my new virtual room. I love it. Anyway, I hope Facebook gonna bring another background so I can surprise you next time with something else. So it's okay. It's not like outstanding, but it's okay. I'm just I haven't seen the whole room, so I want to see what I have in this room. It's cool. It's okay. Nice green background. So oh, there's an elephant there. Wow, I have a nice shelf right there. There's an elephant. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. I love you all. Peace and blessings and all that good stuff. Don't poison yourself with the bad news. I would say don't even watch news, because news are there to poison our mind and to decrease, to drop our vibrations. And now more than ever we need a high vibration. We need a high vibration from our heart. We need a high vibration from our soul, and we need a high vibration in our mind. This is like a mini computer as well, right? So you can, reprogram it, restart it, and do good work for yourself, for others, and for the entire planet. And together we will win. We will win this, I don't want to say war, but it is like war. A war over darkness, war over satanic cult that think that they can do basically anything to humans and to animals and to this planet. We're gonna win this war, and it's gonna happen very, very fast. The more we do, you will see the result. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Kisses and hugs. Bye.